everybody. So my name is Lee Domburg. I am a TV presenter currently on Espresso Morning Show on SABC3. I just wanted to share my story with you and just a little bit of background with regards to where I come from. So I was born and raised in Steenberg, in Strauss Avenue to be exact. Grew up there for most of my life, and then attended Harmony Primary School, and then went on to Steenberg High School, but currently living in Plumstead now. So still born and raised 7945. I always tell people that is my area code, that is where I come from, that is who I am, that is who I represent. Some of my family, my church is still in Steenberg, so people's like, oh, you're from Plumstead now, honey child. I'm from Steenberg. I'm always going to be from Steenberg. And I just want to answer some questions. Yes, I am a mother to a 16-month-old, 17-month-old Luca David. He is the most beautiful human being ever. I was blessed enough to fall pregnant when I was 26 years old. So a lot of challenges with regards to my pregnancy, but I'll get in a bit later with that. I stay with my mama and with Luca, and it's a madhouse. Obviously waking up 3:45 for the show, because the show is usually on from 6 to 9, but now during lockdown we're on from 7 to 9. So waking up early in the morning and then going later at night to bed listening to Coco Melon. But I mean, it's part of the job, it's what pays the bills. But it's been an amazing opportunity for me to grow. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I've always wanted to be on stage and in the entertainment field. So I think when I was about 18, I took a gap year and I actually went to Dubai first. So this is how the entire story came about of me finally being here. When I was 18, I took a gap year. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Didn't even think, I just knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment space. But obviously, not so many of us is not fortunate to have finances just there just to go study or just be able to just do what you want to do. But so I took a gap year. I literally saw this thing online and I sent through and I went as a lifeguard. And I remember being a year in Dubai, best experience of my life. It taught me so much about myself, just so much about the outside world as well, and just meeting people from different cultures. And I remember being in an office setting and I was like, I could never do this, I never want to do this. And so then from the time in Dubai, I then moved back to Cape Town. And I was like, you know what, I really want to pursue my dreams of acting. I then enrolled at the Cape Academy of Dramatic Arts, which is an observatory, and I did a 2-year course. I remember going there the first time and they asked me okay, so you want to be an actress? And I was like, actually, I just want to be a TV presenter, but I'm just trying to help me speak better, speak properly. And also I like every part of entertainment. I used to do dancing on school as well. So that all just linked up to my purpose or where I am right now. And then I remember going to my audition for CARDA, or for performing school, and they all laughed at me okay, so why are you here? I'm just like, you know what, I just want to tap into other things. And then 2 years of being at CARDA, I also did a thesis of teaching, so I'm able to teach drama. But I also knew in my heart at that point that is not what I wanted to do, and I got an opportunity to go work on Norwegian cruise lines at the age of 22. So I was part of the sports and recreation team at work, on the cruise ship. Sorry, I'm trying to read a message and do all of that. And then it was amazing. I did that for 3 months, and then the cruise director called me and it's like, listen, I think you have the ability to actually be on the stage and be involved in hosting activities and that. And I was like, honey child, what? So they called me once and they were like, listen, you're hosting this game show. And I knew absolutely nothing. I've never been in such a big crowd, and especially it was American guests, and so my accent was very guttural. I was like, yes, water, and they're like, no, you need to say water. But anyway, and then I started hosting, and they transferred me immediately to the entertainment division of cruise activities, and I was able to be part of the cruise director staff, and that was my life for 5 years, traveling all over the world. It was amazing. I did about 27 countries with the cruise ships. Some of the best people that I've ever met in my life. I also met my child's father on the cruise ships. But yeah, it was just the best memories. I've learned so much about traveling. Like I said, the cultures that you meet, just understanding people's different background, and it just makes you appreciate so much more where you come from. And I remember coming home after my first 6 months, because it was 6 month contracts, and I remember coming home for the first time and just being like, do you know what, I appreciate South Africa so much for our warmness and our culture, and just the understanding of our people, and being able to say water, and just being just comfortable here. And we have so much to be grateful for. Obviously it sounds all like bloom and gloom, but it was not always this easy for me. It wasn't just always like, yes, everything worked for me. There was a lot of rejection for me along the way. I'm raised by a single mom, and so there was a lot of little aspects to that was almost, that could break a person. And at some points there was times where I felt like my life was over. Obviously falling pregnant at such a young age, even though I was 26, it's still young. And I felt like my life was over and my dreams were gone, and I wanted to settle and get so comfortable with being okay and just being mediocre and being like, you know what, it's fine, I tried, I did my best. But actually I didn't do my best. And the funniest thing is that my pregnancy actually led me to this, because when I found out I was pregnant, I was still obviously on the cruise ships, and I was sent home back to South Africa. And I gave birth in South Africa, and obviously I was not going to leave my son or my child back in South Africa, so I was now trying to find work here in South Africa. And at that time there was an presenter search on 3 happening, and I was like, I've always wanted to do it. I've always told my people, but I was never in the country to be able to do it. So I literally just went in there. I remember I was still like 6 months postpartum. I had like this big brown suit on, went in there. I was so nervous, my voice was like but anyway, went in there, and then just did what I needed to do. And I thought like, there's no way. There was like 2,500 entries around South Africa that was just shortlisted to be able to come to the judging panel, and I was like, there's no way that I am going to even get here. And lo and behold, they called me back, and it was months, but 2 or 3 months of just going back to auditions and speaking to people and doing all of that stuff. And eventually I was part of the top 10 in South Africa, and that was just so beautiful to see, my community stand behind me. I remember we made this hashtag 7945, and it used to trend so many times, because people was like, girl, it's a girl from Steenberg, it's a girl, one of us, one of our own, representing, and just showing people that you can do absolutely anything you put your mind to. It's scary. It's so scary to put yourself out there. It's so scary to follow your dreams, and it's because so many times we get comfortable. And I think that's also just like things that I always realize, that you get so comfortable with being okay and being just fine, that we're so scared to go for our dreams. And once you just put yourself out there and manifest that, and remind yourself that you have a purpose and a plan, everything. But whenever I give my story, I always say I believe in timing and season. When it's your time and when it's your season, God will let that path just go, because you won't have to fight for it. You'd feel content with knowing that this is the plan that God had to take you. God had to take me through rejections. God had to take me through no's. God had to take me to being broke, not even having money to able to go to my auditions, or hustling, or just, borrowing money to get taxi fare to go to my auditions. And then now being at a point where I feel okay. I'm not where I need to be, but I know that God is not done with me yet. I feel like there's still so much more. But if I can just give a bit of hope back to people that think that their circumstances is not is confined, or is confining them to a place where they are, no, like there's so much more that you have to give you. And as youngsters and the youth, especially now being so important that we are celebrating Youth Month in South Africa, the youth is the next generation. We're not going to be here forever. These presenters are not going to be here forever. Whatever space people's in right now is not going to be there forever. So there's always time for growth, and there's always going to be a space for you to grow. You just need to hone your craft, know what you want to do, and understand what your purpose is. And it's never going to be easy. It's always going to be tough. I feel like I'm speaking so long. It's always going to be tough, but you just need to be secure in your faith and who you are, and know that you are going to reach there when it's your time and when it's your season. Let me see if I'm answering all your questions. So again, I studied drama at Cape Academy of Dramatic Arts. And then, just with regards to if you're wanting to pursue this career, just put yourself out there. I think now more than ever, the youngsters in the community, or just youngsters in general, has such a good advantage of social media. Social media plays such a huge role in this job, and just in jobs in general, to put yourself out there and have a platform and create a platform for yourself. You don't need to be on TV anymore. You don't need to be on a radio, because you can create a platform. So if you ever wanted to do this, you got a phone, use it. If you got anything, if you got a voice, use it. If you got personality, you are set. But just keep honing your craft, understanding this. I think the difficult part of this job that I thought it was all glitz and glam, honey child, is not all glitz and glam. It's a lot of thought process that has to go in it. It's a lot of content research. You want to be able to relay a message of understanding and knowing what you're saying. So that is a lot of stuff. Just get educated with around the things. And entertainment, a lot of people used to think entertainment was the easy way out. I thought entertainment was the easy way out. I was like, I don't have to study. But now I find myself studying things on what's happening in China, because I have to report it on the show, or what is happening with regards to, today was Elderly Day, and so bringing awareness to the elders in South Africa. So it's all of those things, but it's just all about owning your craft, owning your throne, and commanding your space. That's such a beautiful thing that I learned from Miss South Africa, current Miss South Africa, Ashley Laurel. She's always telling me, when you walk into a space, you always have to hone your craft. You have to make sure that you command your space that you're in. So if that is my message for anybody, it's just always walk in purpose and own your throne and command your space. And I hope this message reaches out to all youngsters, that you can do absolutely anything you put your mind to.